They didn't die. They just changed battlefields.
History remembers him as a hero. Textbooks paint him as a god of war. But few dare speak the strange truth behind Britain's greatest naval victory. Horatio Nelson, one-eyed, one-armed, a man who could not see far, yet always knew exactly where the enemy would strike. Before every battle, he whispered, like a man in a trance, "I see them moving north. They will attack at sunrise." No telescope, no spies, no military genius could explain it, until they found the letter. 1797, before he became legend, Nelson had a brother, Elias Thorne, a grizzled sailor who taught him to listen to the sea and to what lies beyond it. They swore brotherhood under the moon, vowed to stand together in life and in death. But the sea keeps no vows. A storm rose. Elias was swept overboard. Nelson screamed his name, hand grasping empty air, helpless. And from that day, a voice began to echo in Nelson's mind. Not madness, not delusion. It was the voice of the dead, still guiding him. 1903, in the dusty archives of the Royal Navy, a yellowed scrap of paper pulled from forgotten files. Nelson's handwriting clear, steady. "Thank you for guiding me. I cannot see, but you can. I fight, but you are the eyes." And beneath it, the line that made scholars shudder. To Elias Thorne, status deceased, 1797. A letter addressed to the dead. A thank you note sent to the afterlife. Was this the final confession of a genius, or proof that some souls refuse to leave the battlefield? Trafalgar, October 21, 1805. Smoke rolled over the waves, cannons roared like thunder, and then a single bullet struck Nelson. He fell to the deck, not crying out in pain, but whispering, as if speaking to someone only he could see. "He is gone. I see nothing now." And in that moment, the entire British fleet fell silent. Commands ceased, chaos loomed, until a young officer, never commanded a battle in his life, stepped forward, eyes glazed, voice certain. "Hard to starboard, fire on the Redoubtable." Perfect orders, flawless tactics, as if Nelson was still speaking through him. The spirit had passed. The dead had found their successor. Today, more than 200 years later, at Trafalgar Square, London, on every full moon, when tourists vanish, when the city sleeps, people still hear something strange. The sound of waves, though the sea lies hundreds of miles away. Whispers, as if someone is reading maps, giving orders, calculating firing angles. Security cameras once caught it in a single frame. Beside Nelson's statue, the shadow of a man in 18th century naval coat. No one dares release the footage, but those who've heard it know. They haven't left. They still watch. They still command. We often think heroes fight alone, but perhaps no great man ever truly does. Nelson did not win Trafalgar alone. He won with his fallen brother, with a soul refusing to rest, with unseen eyes seeing what mortal eyes could not see. Because sometimes the greatest generals don't fight for glory. They fight for vows, for the dead, for the shadows still walking beside them, even when the world has forgotten. They did not die. They only changed battlefields, and sometimes in the wind, in the waves, under the full moon, you can still hear them, still speaking, still guiding.
1805, off the coast of Trafalgar, Britain faces the combined fleets of France and Spain. Leading the Royal Navy is Horatio Nelson, a man who had lost one eye and one arm, yet somehow he could see the battlefield as if from above. Before each clash, Nelson would whisper, "They are moving north. They will strike at sunrise." No telescope, no scouts, nothing but instinct, or perhaps an unseen eye guiding him. In 1903, deep inside the Royal Navy archives, a handwritten letter by Nelson was uncovered. "Thank you for leading me. I cannot see, but you can. I fight, but you are the one who watches." The recipient? No record. Some believe it was Elias Thorne, a sworn brother-in-arms, drowned in 1797. After that, Nelson claimed he heard a voice inside his mind. At Trafalgar, as the fatal shot struck him, Nelson gasped, "He's gone. I see nothing now." Moments later, the British fleet faltered, until a young officer suddenly issued the exact commands Nelson would have given. Today, at Nelson's column in Trafalgar Square, witnesses say that on nights of the full moon, the sound of waves and a whisper still echo. Perhaps Nelson never fought alone, but with the shadow of a spirit by his side.